welcome back YouTubers to my channel of an everyday life of an Aspie. If you're following me right now, I'm Aspie. I'm all about creating mental health and awareness versus sharing my life stories basically of OCD, Asperger's syndrome and the like, so that you can get to know me under these masks of all these different diagnoses. Even though many people do seem to be misconceived about every person that is on the autism spectrum scale is the same, but I'm trying to dispel that and say that no, it's not 100% accurate and true, because everyone that's on the autism spectrum scale is different with their own unique talents and gifts hidden among themselves and whatnot. Also, just to give the lowdown, I also basically do tips and advice versus basically some just, messages of hope, hopefully for the ones that are down and out, for certain everyday topics that we may go through, regardless what they may be, and that hopefully with these personal struggles of these little pearls of wisdom, based on my knowledge and experiences, that I can hopefully uplift you all and support you all in my best way possible. I'm hoping to at least be an advocate or a mentor to you guys as well, and hopefully with this channel, regardless where it may lead me in the near future, that hopefully it'll be a user-friendly channel for everyone that may need some help and support. We know that, time and time again, that, we all need that help and support one way or another, regardless if it's outside the, person of, like, say your family and friend. But I'm hoping that, with this in mind, that some of this will be of value to you. And also, just to be in the long haul, also just to give you the heads up, is if I give any tips and advice, regardless of any topics that is close to my heart to share with you all, please respect my, advice for you all. Some of it may not be, of use to you, in a way that you feel that, you want to just, bombard me with hate messages or what have you. But then again, like I said, some of these messages could be for someone out there that is soul seeking out for the right answers or what have you. Some of the answers or tips and advice, shall we say, is based on my life experiences versus my youth line training and everything else, and hopefully within that intact, that it will be of use to anyone in the near future, regardless what it may be. Also, a heads up, also just to remember that when I do share some topics that are close to my heart, especially for the ones that I'm doing right now of the ASN series of the, different food topics that I'm talking out at the moment, basically just to bear in mind that some of it may be, out of the ordinary for you, or hard to understand maybe, or just you feel that it's not right for you. But then again, respect that, and just if you feel that some of the treatment plans or some advice that I give to you doesn't work, just consider maybe to do some other bits and pieces that isn't these bits sort of thing, and just maybe if it still doesn't seem fit appropriate for you, just go on your day and actually maybe seek professional help and seek an opinion, because you are entitled for that at least. So not further ado, guys, basically this one's all about, also on food series. I'm trying to do it as well as some other bits and pieces that will come in the piece of the Asperger's Help Central Guides. This one's going to be a facts, or should we say a guide to allergies and food sensitivities of people with autism, but this can correlate to other, comorbid symptoms, be it ADHD and the like. So let's begin this before I run out of time. Okay, this one's all about allergies and food sensitivities that will come into practice or into play, shall we say, for the bit that I was sharing beforehand about, like, if you feel that your child is misbehaving or not, if it's a food allergy or food sensitivity. So let's begin this. As you know, people with autism or even ADHD are more likely to be susceptible to allergies and as well as the food sensitivities than any average person, and this is likely due to the impaired immune system. Here today, what I'm going to address to you all, I have a bit of a brief discussion about the food allergies and food sensitivities. So hopefully this information I've researched and I've learned so far in the piece myself will be of use to you, and hopefully it's not going to be too technical. Please comment below if it is. I'll try and maybe redo this video if need be, or hopefully some of it will come into effect that is understandable and that we can, learn something today with each other. Anyway, under the allergies part of it, as we know, basically an allergy is the body's reaction to a foreign substance that's inside the body, regardless what it may be. When the substance causes the body immune system to overreact, however, the substance is referred to an allergen. When an allergen such as a plant pollen which is really common for people that have allergies, pollen, dust and the like, that is inhaled, it is identified as the body as an intruder. Okay, intruder. Dun, 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 dun. Anyway, as a response, the body produces an antibody called immunoglobulin E, or as I've usually put it, IgE. Okay, but I'll call it immunoglobulin E to just not confuse ourselves here, to destroy these invaders that has invaded in our body and wants to attack us in any way or form. The antibodies then will attach themselves to the mast cells inside the body, which are located in the tissues and the basophils that are located in the bloodstream. When the excuse my tongue here, E also attaches to these intruders, the mast cells and basophils will release histamine. Okay, as we know, histamine causes swelling of the lining in the nose and causes extra mucus to form. Consequently, the person may suffer other, dire consequences of the allergies, be it like nasal itching and congestion, sneezing, and inflamed and irritated or watery, itchy eyes. Due to ones of the immune system, some people are more sensitive than others to certain foreign substances. There has been numerous tests that has been used to identify which foreign substances are allergens, however, today. These may include skin prick tests, blood tests, x-rays, and nasal endoscopy. There are also many treatments which may alleviate the symptoms associated with allergies. Interestingly enough, giving an extreme small dose of an allergen may desensitize a person to the foreign substance, thereby its status as an allergen. This procedure may usually involve receiving an allergy shot. One can also produce sublingual drops from a nutrition store. Vitamins and other nutrients such as vitamin C are also used by many people to reduce any allergy-like symptoms I've just mentioned. While not used to desensitize a person to a foreign substance, allergy symptoms can be treated by taking medications such as cromolyn sodium, which is administered through a nasal spray, or taking antihistamines. These medications sometimes may have side effects such as drowsiness and dryness. Another method to relieve the suffering associated with allergies is to reduce allergens from one's surroundings, such as using an air conditioner and or air filter in the homes. So therefore, what I'm saying here, also in the way of this allergies, when you look at it, it can be really nasty. And how I look at it though, especially if you're using certain, antihistamines versus, your nasal spray and everything else, any prescribed drug maybe for your allergies, as well as over-the-counter kind of drugs. As I said before in one of my videos about knowing what's in them sort of thing, so it doesn't turn into a mix of another scenario of something else of that episode, regardless what it may be, because certain things we take we may not realize can affect something else in our body system. Well, here's an example, while it's fighting off that allergy of some sort, be it that classic example, the pollen, air pollen and hay feverness, from that pollen is attracted, just to bear in mind that they need to be dealt with in the best way possible. Now, many people may be questioning me about the food sensitivities, so this is the information I have researched about food sensitivities. So, as we know, there has been growing evidence that many people with autism, as well as other, medical disorders maybe, that are sensitive to certain food products. The most common food products to which sensitivity may develop are in grains, such as your wheat, rye, oats, or dairy products, your milk, cheese, and whey. Other foods which are consumed during the spring and summer, like your strawberries and citrus fruit, may also create the food sensitivities. Food sensitivities, however, are considered by many people as allergies, and that one's immune system is overly reactive to these substances. Food sensitivities may be responsible for numerous physical and behavioural problems, such as the following. You may become to have headaches, upset tummy, feeling of nausea, bedwetting, appearing spaced out, you end up stuttering, excessive whining and crying, sleeping problems, hyperactivity, aggression, sound sensitivity, temper tantrums, fatigue, depression, intestinal problems such as gas, diarrhea, constipation, muscle aches and pains in the legs or arms, ear infections, and possibly maybe seizures. depending on the person, however. Sometimes the person will have changes in physical appearance as a result of a food sensitivity. These can include the following: pink or black circles around the eyes, bags under the eyes, rosy cheeks or ears, rapid heartbeat, shallow breathing, fluid in the ears, a cause of ear infections, and excessive perspiration. However, it should be mentioned that these behaviour and physical symptoms may not necessarily be a result of food sensitivity, and it can be due to other causes and effects in the body that's triggering off a response in the body. A reaction to a certain food may occur immediately after exposure, however, or may take up to at least 36 hours longer to manifest itself to begin its process of a form of reaction to the food sensitive versus whatever else it may be in the body that the body's doing at that time. In addition, though, however, the reactions may usually occur after a meal rather than before a meal. If behavioural problems occur before a meal, the problem may be it's the hypoglycemia, which is the low blood sugar. Interestingly enough, people often crave the very foods to which they are sensitive to at that time when they have that low blood pressure stages. At that present time, we don't know why this is, though, however, more research needs to be done. There are several ways to determine whether a person is sensitive to a specific food substance. The easy way, as I shared before in one of the videos, is to eliminate completely the suspected food groups from one's diet. If a person is sensitive to the food, one would expect an improvement in how a person feels and behaves. One of these products are no longer in the person's system. But you've got to bear in mind that it will take a while for the system to catch up. One way to test for food sensitivity is to remove the symptoms from the person's diet for approximately 1 or 2 weeks, as I mentioned, and then give it to them on an empty stomach. The food must be totally eliminated. Even a trace amount might be too much for some individuals, however. In some cases, or many cases, a food sensitivity reaction, if it does occur, will do so within the first 15 to 60 minutes. However, it may take several hours to notice some reactions, such as bedwetting and fluid in the ears. Another way to test for food sensitivity, however, bear with me, is to rotate food items in one's diet every 4 days. If sensitivity exists, then one would expect a reaction to occur every 4th day. Another method to think about is to determine a food sensitivity is to provoke a response with an extract and then neutralize the response by using a diluted form of that particular food substance. This can be done by having a qualified physician or doctor or whoever inject that substance into the person via needle or placing food extracts under one's tongue. When a reaction is observed, then a dilution of the extract is given to stop or neutralize the reaction. For some, a dilution of the food substance is likely to desensitize the person to that allergen itself. The best way to stop a reaction to a particular food substance is to remove that food from the person's diet. Other treatments maybe to include here to be on mind, though, however, is taking nutrients to strengthen the immune system and giving the person sublingual drops. Example, very small amount of that substance. In general, it is important to know that people realise that allergies and food sensitivity can affect one's health and behaviour, but these problems are treatable and manageable at the same time, and hopefully in the near future there will be no classic symptoms of what I shared earlier in this piece. So basically this ends the video of basically the food allergies and sensitivities guide that I'm going to call it. Give me the like for thumbs up for support. Comment below if there's anything I missed, even if there's some information that you may have learned about basically on this topic also, or what have you, or just add extra bits in that I may have missed that you feel that might be of relevance to the viewers so that we can learn from each other. Feel free to subscribe to my channel, basically. Feel free to also comment below basically any tricks that you did to help you with your food allergies versus your food sensitivities. How did you remove the symptoms? What was your triggers? I challenge you guys to actually comment below about that, and just so that we can get a connection going there for people, hopefully just to communicate, because I'm open up for discussion right now for that, as well as many other topics that will be coming on board soon. Feel free to follow me on Twitter, Facebook, AspieAnswersAll. Feel free to basically subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so. Share my videos around to family and friends. Until next time, do what you love what you do. Have a great day, and I'll see you all again soon.